What's up, gang? It's your boy, Coach T with Chicago Bears 360, back with another live video with you, for you this Saturday. Listen, we got a great show for you. Got another one, right? Got a great one for you. Today, it's all about this guy right here. It's all about QB1 today. Evaluating Justin Fields. We're getting into it today. We got a great show for you today. The show is all about QB1, right? So if you want to know more, you like the channel, do me a favor, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Also, follow me on Twitter at Bears360_Coach T. I have nothing else for you. Let's get into it. We're going to talk about QB1. So let's get into the show. Let's go. Intro.
Welcome to Chicago Bears 360. Keeping it a buck with Coach T.
Contra.
Life like chess, move to pieces, you know I roll in silence. On the road to them Benjis, I fill my teeth with diamonds. I'm high as fuck in the sky, you would've thought I'm pilot. I'm from Chicago, it get ugly, fill the streets with violence. Life like chess, move to pieces, you know I roll in silence.
Past, present, future. We bear down.
There you have it. That's the intro. We're back again. Welcome to Chicago Bears 360 with your boy, Coach T. Back with another live video on this Saturday morning, afternoon. Do me a favor. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. It's all about, today's show is all about everybody's favorite topic in Chicago Bears land, right? It's all about QB1. We're evaluating Justin Fields. We're looking at the tape, the good, the bad, the ugly, and we're going to break it down. Listen, before we jump into it, I'm going to forewarn you, all right? I did a lot of tape. I looked at a lot of tape, and I broke it down to 10 videos. I had a lot more videos, but we would have been on here all day. I broke it down to 10, and then some of them just didn't come out the way I wanted them. But I got enough information to make an evaluation, I think, of QB1. All right? So before we get into that, let's talk about this. Hit another milestone. That's right. We went over 500 subscribers, and that's all thanks to you guys. I appreciate it. It's been just 3 weeks. So I want to give a shout out to you guys for subscribing to the channel. If you want Bears football, you want it about the X's and O's, right? As somebody put it in the comment section. You wanted X's and O's football. You want to know about Bears football without all the noise, right? Without all the drama. Yeah, we here for you. Do me a favor, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Also, follow me on Twitter at Bears360_Coach T. Bears football. We make it about the X's and O's, man. I don't care about conspiracy theories. I don't care about, made up theories and all this other stuff. We want it to be about the X's and O's. What's happening on the field as, dare I say, the wise, all right? Visual, factual evidence. I don't deal in fantasy land. All right? So do me a favor, like I said, hit the like, subscribe, notification bell. Follow me on Twitter so you can tap in. Before we get into the video, I want to give a quick shout out to all my field soldiers. Those are new subscribers. Anybody subscribed to the channel since our last video on Wednesday, here's your quick shout out to my man Terrell Ada, David Cobb, Chris Tolliver. Shout out to you. Isaac Redmond, Dortman, Juan Juarez, Torrance, Tareen Whitfield. I think that's it for the week. Or I think that's it since this past Wednesday video. Shout out to you guys. I appreciate you. You don't have to. You choose to spend your time visiting and viewing my videos, and we greatly appreciate it. If you want to be a part of Field Soldiers, since we're talking about Justin Field today, again, do me a favor, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Also, follow me on Twitter, Bears360 _ Coach T. This is a one-man show, man. I got to produce. I got to narrate. I got to break down film. I got to do everything. But it's okay, man. I make my way through it. I do the best I can. We've been working out some technical stuff. But we're going to get better at it. All right? Well, we jump into the video again. We're going to hit this next section of the show. Y'all know how it goes. Y'all know where it goes down at. It goes down in the DMs, aka the comment section. So each week I choose a comment from a subscriber and or a follower just to chime in on. Not a whole lot of questions this week, but I want to shout out my boy Space Ghost. Space Ghost says he remember Washington running the famous counter trade. I think RJ Jim Lakey was a puller out the left. That must be a power play. Washington ran a no-name guy for 200 yards. Right? 200 yards, a no-name guy for 200 yards. I think that no-name guy's last name was Smith, and it was against the Denver Broncos. And Space Ghost, you're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. Counter trade is a staple of the power offense. Pulling guards, pulling tackles, pull the guard, pull the tackle, block down, kick out, counter trade. Yes. But since then, I think that was the 80s, teams have added to the power concepts in their offenses. And instead of just pulling guards and tackles, they'll pull anybody. They'll pull centers, they'll pull guards, they'll pull tackles, they'll pull tight ends. They will pull wide receivers. The overall concept is to pull bodies, numbers, from one side of the formation to the other side. Usually it's the strong side to the weak side. Strong side to the weak side. My man Good Time Bears in the comment section, since we all about them DMs in the comments, my man Good Times Bears want to say happy birthday to Justin Fields. How did I miss that? If it indeed is Justin Fields' birthday, shout out to JF1. Happy birthday, my man. Hope you enjoy. It's ironic because I'm in here in Georgia where Justin Fields grew up. Maybe one day I'll do a show from the mural up north in Kennesaw. Just keeping that one close to the chest. May drive up there and do a show live from the Justin Fields mural in Kennesaw, Georgia. All right? But look at the time of the day. If it's Justin's birthday, we making it all about Justin today on the show, and I'm excited about that. Like I said, I got about 10 clips. I'm going to try to focus on the good first, and I'll get to the ugly. Now, listen, I don't have a lot of bad footage. That's the good news for you. I don't have a lot of bad stuff for you. And some of the things that I'm going to say that's bad, I'm going to say outside of the film, right? So let's just tap in. Let's jump into this first video clip, and I'm going to come back, and we'll talk about it. Let's go. The second easiest thing to evaluate is Justin's ability to run, right? We all know about his speed. He has deceptive speed. He's deceptively fast with his long strides, but also, his ability to escape the pocket and make plays with his legs will put defenses in compromising situations, right? So when blocking breaks down or when he steps up in the pocket and teams are manned up and they turn their back to him, he can easily get, easy first downs with his legs. This forces defenses into zone coverages, right? So if you run man-to-man, 9 times out of 10, defenders will have their backs to the quarterback. So, if you gouge them once or twice with plays like this, then it'll force them to keep eyes on the quarterback in some kind of zone coverage, right? Or they'll keep a spy, so they'll go man spy in situations like this right here. So definitely Justin can run. So there you have it, man. That's the first clip I have for you. And notice on that clip I said the second easiest thing to evaluate, because I had a clip that didn't make the show today that I thought was the easiest thing to evaluate. That was Justin's throwing ability, his arm. And on that clip, it showed Justin basically driving the ball from the left hash all the way out to the right boundary, to the sideline on an out pattern, right? Ball on the rope. Put the ball on the rope, right? 10-yard out, opposite hash mark, outside of the opposite sideline, the right sideline, throwing the ball from the left hash mark. The easiest thing to evaluate about Justin Fields is he has what they like to call the arm talent, right? And I know there's a lot of criticism about his throwing motion being elongated and all this other stuff. But the bottom line is, the question you have to ask yourself is, does he get the ball there? Does he get it there with accuracy? Does he get it there with philosophy? Throwing to all quadrants of the field, right? Throwing quick hitches, bubbles, tunnel screens, throwing digs, outs, slants, right, across the middle, throwing to the outer thirds, deep outer thirds, throwing to the middle third. Does he get the ball there? Yes. So that makes it the easiest thing about Justin to evaluate. Kid has the arm. He has the arm talent, as they like to say, right? The second thing is, the easiest thing is to evaluate is his speed when he has to run. And Justin looks to throw the ball first. So I don't know what you're talking about, Mr. Booger McFarland. He is a pocket quarterback. And all the people that want to make Justin a running quarterback, all the people that don't watch Bears football, that want to make him out to be this running quarterback. Yes, he can run, but Justin is a pocket quarterback. And the film is going to show you that today, right? The thing about Justin's running ability is he's deceptively fast, right? Yeah, the numbers showed up at the combine, 4.4, 4.5, but you can only tell he's fast by looking at the film and watching him run past guys that seem like they should be able to catch him, right? And what his legs does for you strategically is having a running quarterback that's a passer first forces defenses out of man coverage, right? So if you think about it, and we're going to see in the film later, anytime defenses want to play man coverage versus Justin Fields, that means the cornerbacks and the linebackers or nickels or safeties, whoever's locked up with a receiver or tight end or running back, they're going to have to turn their backs and run with their backs to Justin Fields. So if indeed the play does break down, you're going to be chasing the receiver, and Justin's going to be off to the races. That's why it's good to have a quarterback that's mobile, but who is a passer first. So I like to kill the stigma that Justin is a running quarterback. No, he's a passing quarterback that has the ability to run when plays break down. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Let's jump into this next clip. Let's see what we see. Nothing fancy here, no super X's and O's breakdown, but you got to see this play off of play action. Again, I think this is Justin's best game on Monday night versus Pittsburgh. And that's another thing. We got to give a guy credit for the potential to come out on a big stage on national TV and show up is just, it's something you can't put value on, and something we can look forward to as fans. Coming off play action right here, on the move, right? Again, versus what? Guess it. Cover 3, knowing where the ball's gonna go, knowing what he has, on the move, right? Bailing back with pressure in his face. You know what I'm saying? Pressure in his face, bailing, and having the accuracy. Again, just dropping dimes. This is not something we can take for granted as Bears fans. Something we should be excited about. He knows what he has in the coverage, knows the play, delivers on the move, and we saw this time and time again throughout the season. So there you have the second clip. All right. Not only highlighting that clip was not only can Justin make the throws, he has the strong arm, but in that particular game versus Pittsburgh on Monday night, the big stage, and one thing that I've always said about Justin since the time we drafted him, again, living here in Georgia, haven't heard about him, in high school, him going to the University of Georgia first, before it ended up in Ohio State, was the stage was never too big for this kid, right? He's Elite 11 winner. He won Elite 11 over Trevor Lawrence, the Elite 11 competition with Trent Dilfer, and them, the 7-on-7 competition. The stage is not too big. He goes to Ohio State, goes to Georgia, goes to Ohio State, right? Plays in the playoff on the big stage, outduels Trevor Lawrence in those moments. Stage is not too big for him, right? Monday night, comes out, play action, boots, pressure in his face, makes and delivers an accurate throw. Still, I haven't even got into the football X's and O's evaluation of it. I'm talking about the intangibles, man. The intangibles. I'm going to get to the bad. Towards the end, but I wanted to get the good out the way, right? Focus on the good, then I'll talk about the bad towards the end. And it's stuff that he can control. That's things that we can control, he can control, and the coaching staff can control. Next clip. So the next clip, we evaluate Justin's ability to read coverages, right? So in this year, Justin got a lot of experience versus man coverage and cover 3, right? So you'll see here, we attempt to flood this cover 3 with trips to the left, which is a common, actually quads to the left, which is a common counter to a lot of cover 3. So you'll flood one side of the field. So how do we know Green Bay's in cover 3? Real fast, we'll count the bodies. We have 5 here, 9. We'll have a man move down to man up, and it'll leave a single high safety back here, right? And to run it, the cornerback's motion at the snap of the ball, they escape to the outer thirds, leads me to believe there's a guy back here in the middle third that has middle third coverage. That would be cover 3. So Justin's ability to drive the ball with his arm, but also recognize the coverage is on display here, right? So snap of the ball, you see Amos comes over to man up, actually man up in kind of a cover 3. Snap of the ball, Justin knows he has to look left. He has a flood, he has a check down, but even falling back off his back foot, has the arm strength to drive the ball, recognize who's what, and get the ball outside to Mooney, right, for the completion. So Jacob said, would it be fair to say that JF won, or JF has all the things you can't teach? Raw talent, leadership, attacking mindset. That where his needs lie are areas that are coachable, reading defense, etc. I say it's very fair, right? The intangibles, man, as my wife likes to call it, the ism, the it factor, he has it, bro. He has star potential. And some of those things you can't teach. That level of confidence comes by experience and preparation, right? So if you've been a star quarterback since middle school, right? Middle school, all these experience stack up, right? When you play games, either the moment or even at the college level, leading into seeing defenses, seeing different blitz packages versus certain coverages, right? Versus certain route concepts, right? You develop a library, a memory bank, right? If you will, and your ability to step up to the line of scrimmage and see something adds to your confidence, right? So, yeah, all that stuff is fair as to how you evaluate Justin, right? But in that clip, you saw Justin versus a cover three, which we saw a lot, which he saw a lot during the season. He saw a lot of man coverage and cover three. And the reason why teams manned us or cover three us a lot is because that cover three adds a body to the box, right? So they know two things. We didn't have a threat all the time opposite of Darnell Mooney. They'll pick and choose single high safety and roll a safety over top of Darnell Mooney, and you're going to see that in the clip in a second, right? And they'll man up on the backside or cover three on the backside because we didn't have two guys that are consistently threaten both outer quarters of the field, right? Or outer thirds of the field. So we saw a lot of cover three. Also, they added a man to the box because we were good at running the ball. They were concerned with David Montgomery. And if you can run the ball consistently, you force teams to add that man to the middle of the field down in the box to make it an 8-man box to stop your run. So that presents opportunities, like I said, you're going to see in a minute, for us to throw a ball over them. So in that case, cover versus cover three, they flood one side of the field with a lot of receivers, either trips or quads, and they run what we call flag patterns or flag concepts. One guy runs off the corner in the cover three. The other guys run like intermediate to 5-yard outs to get open real quick. So there you have it. I'm almost losing track of what video I'm on, so hopefully I don't play the same one twice. But again, those are all good comments, good questions. Keep it going. Do me a favor. Hit that like if you're in the comment. Let's run the algorithm up while this next video plays, and I'll answer your questions.
Now, by this play in the Pittsburgh game, I believe Justin realized that he had Pittsburgh's number. Again, this is one of his best games, and he understands, similar to the play action play with coming off of faking a split zone. He recognizes if we can pull the linebackers up, right? If we can force the linebackers to come up, then there's always going to be a empty zone versus cover three behind them, right? So what happens here is the play design is designed to have a guy come across the middle as eye candy for the linebackers, right? To force the linebackers up. And then you're going to see Cole Kmet slip into this empty zone, the empty zone in cover three off play action, or in this situation, off of the crossing route, right? And Justin just has their number at this point. This is easily one of his better games. This guy's going to be out here. This guy should have middle third, and he should have that outer third. Again, linebackers up. Justin recognizes the coverage. Anytime we see single high safety next season, I expect Justin to just grip it and rip it and ball out. Clear this up and let's see the results of the play. This is one of his better throws versus Pittsburgh. Just drops it on there and gets the big play.
Welcome to Chicago Bears 360, keeping it a buck with Coach T.
That's what happens when you do a live show, folks. You have technical difficulties and gaffes. But as you can see right there, Justin knows what he's doing. He has, they have good play designs where they draw up plays where they are able to suck the linebackers up in coverage to make holes behind cover three. So what I like to see is, again, Justin understanding what he's going to have on a given play. What you can't see from a fan's point of view, what you can't see from the typical fan's point of view is Justin's ability to read coverages, right? Understanding the play call, understanding what they're attempting to do and how they're attempting to attack a defense, and how he responds to what it is that we're attempting to do, right? How he responds to what we're attempting to do with a particular pass pattern. In that case, they ran a crossing route in front of the linebackers to suck them up, push Cole Kmet behind him to open up the middle of the field exactly where a hole should be in cover three. So, yes, I mean, for all intents and purposes, he has the arm, he has the speed as a runner, he has the moxie, he has the confidence, right? Now you're seeing that Justin, with what he's given, he understands how to read coverages, especially man coverage and cover three, or what I like to call odd coverages, right? Odd coverages are cover one, cover three, cover five. Cover five is a combo coverage. Combo five is combination of cover three and cover two, right? But he has the ability to recognize what he sees from cover one and cover three. What you're going to see in one of these clips coming up, and what I'm really concerned about is how does he do in even number coverages, right? Because those are traditional zone coverages where he has to have the ability to find holes in defenses, right? And two things play into that, right? His ability to find the hole in a true even number zone, cover two or cover four, right? And then also the passing concepts, the route combinations that's called by the coach, right? And a lot of the film that I watch, in some cases, a lot of the cases, he didn't get very good route concepts versus those even coverages. But the times that he did, you're going to see that Justin did pretty well versus even coverages. So let's jump back into another video. Hopefully I don't screw up the live again, and we'll keep it going.
Now this play is going to be the test for the listeners, for the fans, right? So you got Justin under center, right? You got Justin under center in a kind of 11 personnel look, right? Set up like we're going to run split zone, right? With Cole Kmet coming across the formation, right? And some kind of run to the running back inside outside zone, right? But we're going to go play action versus cover three. Where is the hole? Where's the opportunity for Justin to throw the ball, right? So if the defense is in cover three, how do we know they're in cover three? Again, we're going to always mostly see cover three because we are a good running team, right? So there's always going to be 8-man boxes, right? I don't want to count them this time, but if you count them in, clear this up and circle it, right? 8 men, right? 9, 10, single high safety. Where's the opportunity? This is a test for you to see if you've been paying attention to my videos. Where's the opportunity? If they're in cover three, I want you to tell me where are the corner's responsibilities? What's his responsibility? What's that single safety responsibility? And then where is the hole in the defense that Justin can throw it to? I'll pause for effect. Now I'm going to tell you the answer. I just showed this play earlier, maybe or maybe not. I got to make sure I put it in order. So the opportunities, the corner responsibility and safety responsibility is cover three, a bail into the outside, outer third. This guy should have middle third, and the opportunity should be, drum roll, Off of play action, the opportunity should be in the middle of the field because the linebackers are going to vacate off of the play action, right? So let's see the play, see the result. So play action off of a split zone, boom. Justin plants his foot. The opportunity should be in the middle of the field, right? This should be completion. If he hits Goodwin, Godwin, I always get those mixed up. If he hits him on target, it should be a completion, but Mika Fitzpatrick basically drives on this play and makes a pretty good hit and almost kills the receiver. But if you said cover 3, if you said the corners have outer thirds, safety has middle thirds, opportunities over the middle, you were correct. But Justin is good. Justin knows how to beat this coverage off of this play.
So once again, we know what we got, right? We got a good quarterback, especially versus man coverage and cover 3, right? So that's the evaluation of that. And that's the detail. That's the level of detail you get into when you break down the X's and O's. So, all right, we talked about the intangibles. We talked about arm strength. We talked about his running ability. How is he versus man coverage? He knows how to find out whether or not we're in man coverage, right? You do that one or two ways. You add some motion to the offense. If the cornerback trails or if the safety swap off, he knows he's in man coverage. He knows when he has man coverage to find his best guy in man coverage. Then he also knows what the holes are in cover 3, right? So again, now we go down the checklist and we ask ourselves, what does he look like versus even number coverages, cover 2 and cover 4, because he's checking the box for cover 1 and cover 3. So let's get into the next video clip and let's see how he does.
Again, another video showing Justin's ability to read coverages. So I'm always concerned about, Justin and how he performs versus even number coverages. Even number coverages where we have 2 high safety, right? So it's going to be the cover 2 or cover 4 or some sort of cloud or quarters coverage, right? So usually with that, you have corners sitting in the flats, basically waiting to jump underneath route. So, and then also with Justin, always concerned about his ability to understand who's coming off the line of scrimmage when the defenses show at the line of scrimmage. They fake blitz and drop people off, and we're going to see that later on, right, with 0 blitzes and so on and so forth, how he reacts to that. But in this case, Justin understands he has some kind of even coverage. I think he's guessing quarters, which would have the basically create a ceiling over the defense back here. It'll create like this kind of cloud coverage over the top, and the whole of the defense would be in the middle of the field. The openings would be in the middle of the field. So Justin's recognition in this situation, I believe, is commendable right here. So snap of the ball, basically he understands they have guys sitting over the top, so it's not going to open up over the top. Steps in, grips and rips it, and just drives this ball in for a first down right here.
So there you have it. That's the first video we saw versus an even coverage, right? Cover 2 or cover 4. I couldn't really pick out what it was they were playing, either cover 2 or cover 4, because in that situation, I want to say it was like 3rd and 4, and it made no sense for them to be in a cover 4 quarters coverage or cloud coverage in that situation. So the evidence shows cover 4, but to me, they should have been in cover 2. That's just me being an X's and O's nerd. Let me take a pause right here to say, again, welcome to Chicago Bears 360 with Coach T. Do me a favor, man. Take out the time, if you're in the comment section, run them likes up, subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you don't make the live, right, do me a favor, go back and still comment in the comment section, right? Comment in the comment section, like the video, share the video. Also follow me on Twitter at Bears360, Coach T. Let me know what your thoughts are, man. We just we just keep grinding, man. We just keep grinding. It's always a challenge. Again, it's a one-man show. I have to run everything. I have to do the film breakdowns. I have to do the live, everything by myself. Not complaining because this is a labor of love, man. I enjoy this. So as the channel grows, man, we'll get more equipment. We'll get more people, perhaps. And we just going to make this thing go, man. It is what it is. So with that being said, I got about 4 more clips. We're going to keep going, and I'll keep talking about it.
Again, the most impressive throws for me that Justin makes are always going to be versus even number coverages, 2 high safeties, right? So in this case, you have what I believe is a cover 2 by Baltimore. Again, how do we know? We count the bodies: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's going to be a safety back here, 2 high safeties. And then also, clear this up, also Mooney motions across the formation and nobody trails, right? So I'm guessing cover 2, right? Nobody trails Mooney right here. So I'm guessing cover 2. But to be able to drop the ball, again, on a dime, on the move versus cover 2, even number coverages are hard to throw the ball against, especially cover 2 zone. That's cover 2 man, and there's cover 2 zone. But he throw this ball on the move. And yes, he could have hit Cole Kmet on the easy check down right here for a first down. But I like the aggressiveness. But watch the bucket drop between the corner, and you're going to see the safety come into the picture, right? This is a hard throw to make if you're flat-footed and standing still. But the fact that Justin can drop this over the top, this is how the corner gets beat, right? This side, I know it's cover 2. This corner has this flat right here. That's why he's not manning up and running with him, like it's a man-to-man coverage. He has this area right here that he's responsible for. So Justin recognizes that, drops the ball in the bucket between him and the safety. You see the safety come in the picture last minute. That's the only hole he could have put that ball into if he was going to throw it. This is impressive. And it would have been impressive if it was flat-footed, not on the run, but even more so because he was on the move.
So there you have it. Justin versus cover 2 on the move. Drops the ball in between the corner and the safety, right? Like, bro, when I tell you how hard that is to do, right? First of all, there was another throw versus Green Bay that I highlighted in another video where Justin read cover 2 and he dropped the ball to Allen Robinson on the left sideline between the corner and the safety. One of, if not the hardest throw to make in football, any level, right? And I'm just not hyping them up, bro. These are X's O's. I'm breaking it down for you. This is real. So we done cover 1, cover 2. We seen cover 1, cover 2, cover 3, and cover 4. That's fundamental, right? I can't see from film work when they get into advanced coverages like cover 5, where they split the field, cover 3 on one side, cover 3 on one side, cover 2 on the other. I can just go through 1 through 4 for the most part without just knowing their playbook and telling you. So if we go down the checklist, you see where Justin is making it happen. I like the comment right here. Let me see if I can share it on screen. I'm doing too much, so I'm gonna stay away from that. I'll just read it. Curtis Newberry says, will these concepts change when we switch to Getsy offense? Will the concepts change? I think what'll change, Curtis, is you'll see the route combinations. You'll see the blocking change, of course, depending on how good our offensive line is. I'm always going to start with the offensive line. You'll see the blocking change depending on the blocking plan or protection plan change, depending on how good our offensive line is. If we have 5 guys that can block in 5-man protection, meaning they can block 1 versus 1 and win those battles, 5 versus 4, 5 versus 5, right? Then you're going to see a lot of the route combinations change, right? You're going to see route combinations drawn up certain coverages better to give Justin more options than just maybe his primary than just maybe his primary read, right? So you versus certain coverages. Let's take man is easy. Let's throw man out the door. Man is easy. Let's jump straight to cover two. Cover two, where you have two high safeties sitting over the top of your outside, your X and your Z receiver. You have to know where the holes are, and you have to draft up concepts to compromise the defensive backfield, right? So I think Getsy's going to be better. I know Getsy's going to be better at drafting up better route combinations to see. But the thing that's going to be able to translate or can translate right now is Justin's ability to see what he sees right now and know, even with one option or very few options in the route combinations, he knows where to go with the ball, right? And you can tell the videos that I'm using are from later on in the season. So I got a chance to watch him early in the season where I did some previous videos. You can watch those at a later time. But to watch the progression and him recognizing certain coverages and being quicker with the ball to where he wanted to go, that's the stuff that translates. So to answer your question, I think what's going to change is the route concepts, the route combinations, and the protection plan. I think Luke is going to be he's going to be smarter about combinations he gives Justin to beat certain coverages, right? So hopefully I answer your question. Let me know, and I'll try to do a better job, maybe in the comment section. So what video are we on? I'm losing track. 4, 5, 6. All right, let's hit another video, and then we'll talk about it.
Just another good throw by Justin. Coming off play action. I love Justin under center because we have a good running back. Teams like to play a lot of cover one, cover three, to have an additional man in the box, right? They, in this situation, the Ravens, Baltimore wanted to have a lot of 8-man boxes, and we're going to get this with David Montgomery in the backfield, right? 8-man boxes. So against 8-man boxes, you have to be able to throw the ball versus cover three. In this case, we go play action, and what that play action is going to do is suck the linebackers in because they have to play run first, leaving a gap in the middle of the field. These guys right here in cover three have outer thirds. This guy has deep thirds. So just in knowing where the hole is going to be and just gripping and ripping in this situation off of the play action, right? Plants his foot, stands tall in the pocket, and just drives the ball down the field over the middle. Again, him recognizing what he's going to get out of certain plays in cover three and being confident and just making the throws is impressive.
So I beat that dead horse already, right? Cover three versus man in cover three. Justin's going to win every time. And again, I pointed out why strategically teams play cover three mainly versus us. They have to worry about David Montgomery. So to all your friends, your Bears friends who think, it's a good idea for us to perhaps not sign David Montgomery to an extension, a long-term deal, you can come back at them with that, right? If we do, our teams are going to be worried about Khalil Herbert the way they are worried about David Montgomery, right? I mean, not just from a theoretical standpoint, but from an X's and O's standpoint. Do you think teams are going to worry about Khalil Herbert? We know about Khalil's ability, but our team's going to worry about Khalil the way they do David, right? Is Khalil going to force teams to add a safety to the box, or add a man to the box, force defenses into cover three? I think it's going to take time for Khalil. If they were to go away from him, David, it would take time for Khalil to build that reputation to force teams to do it. They're not going to give him that instant respect by adding a man to the box just because, he's Khalil Herbert or we're the Bears, right? David has earned that respect, and he gives us a strategic advantage in play calling. So, not to beat a dead horse or not to go down the path of Nagy and answering the whys, but here we go. Next clip.
Just another good throw by Justin. Coming off play action. I love Justin. And then there's the occasional rookie mistake. Right here, you'll see the Bears have a kind of bunch of trips type formation to the left versus, I believe, man coverage or cover three. Either way, the Green Bay corner is basically planned out. He's playing tight, and he sits on this route, right, this out route. And he does that because he knows he has safety help right here. So the safety is rotating up. He's rotating over in cover three to match up with the number of bodies that we're putting over to the left of the formation, right? So they don't want to be outmanned. But in this situation, Justin has to recognize that he has, if that safety is going to rotate over there, right, he knows the numbers that there's going to be a guy freed up on the backside, and he's basically going to be in a one-on-one situation. Now, this is why it's important for us to have a guy that can run all the routes on the backside, right? So if that safety is rotated over, if that safety, the single high safety is rotate over to the left of our formation, then again, Allen Robinson on the back end is almost in a man-to-man situation right here. This is why it helps to have somebody that can burn or basically get separation on the backside. And this is how teams are going to play if we don't have two guys that can basically beat them deep on the nine routes, right, the deep ball, because they're going to feel that they can lock up, the backside XYZ receiver. In this case, is Allen Robinson, and they don't have to respect this deep ball. So they're gonna play him like this, and this guy has no respect. This is no respect for his deep ball. He's playing up tight. His depth is cover three, but he's playing it like man to man. If this was, somebody that could blow by him easily, they would check an audible out of this. And the other thing I have to question is if Justin had the authority to audible out of plays in certain situations, because even with, Allen Robinson not necessarily being a blazer, I still would check out of this play, seeing the safety rotate and at least attempt the deep ball on the backside right here. But instead, Justin, he basically locks in on down there Mooney right here and for the pick six. And you can see what happens. Snapping the ball again, and he's looking them down the whole time. Corner sits on it, and the rest is history. So that's both personnel, play design, and situational awareness by the quarterback.
So there you have it. Now we're starting to get into the not so good, not terrible, ugly, but not so good. Do me a favor, like, subscribe, hit the notification bells, run those likes up for me. Let's run this algorithm up. But yeah, you're starting to get into the not so good right now, right? So that was the pick six versus Green Bay. And I want to answer these questions. But before I answer those questions, let me get into that coverage, that film footage right there. You have trips, right? You have trips versus cover three. And that's exactly what you're supposed to do versus cover three. And to answer, whose question was that in the comments? About formation. Oh, Curtis's question about the formation. That's kind of it, Curtis. So the formation is to counter and compromise the defensive numbers. So loading one side of the field with trips versus a single high safety. Notice you have three guys on one side of the formation, and then the defense has to decide how they're going to cover that, right? They're going to have to decide how they're going to cover that. Are they going to cover that with two high safeties, which is what they should do, or are they going to cover that with single high safety, which puts them in a compromised situation? Because now you have 3 versus 2 in single high safety, right? And you might have a linebacker, but you're always going to have quicker personnel than they do, even if it's 3 versus 3 or 3 versus 2. Your personnel are going to be quicker. So you're trying to compromise their formation. It's a numbers game. Remember, in one of my old film videos, I broke down and I said football is about dividing the field in half, and understand that it's played with 11 men on each side of the ball. And the field is always going to be uneven, meaning there's always going to be 6 guys, in most cases, 6 guys on one side of the ball and 5 guys on the other. So even in the defense has to make sure they're matching the numbers. So I'm going to flood this. I'm in the trips formation. I'm going to flood one side of the line, one side of the ball with trips receivers, more numbers, and force the defense to respond to that. So that last clip you saw, we go trips left, they go cover 3, single high safety, but the safety rotates over to the trips, which is exactly what you want them to do as an offense. What you're supposed to do is, if that safety rolls over to the top, then you're supposed to look backside where the receiver is manned up. And it leads into somebody's question about Olave. How do I feel about Olave? Right? So they singled up Allen Robinson on the backside. But here's what I know about Allen Robinson and how I think teams perceive him, or defenses perceive him. They're telling themselves he's not going to blow past us. So we're going to rotate a safety over to the trip side, away from the backside where he's singled up. We're not worried about him beating us deep. He may get a first down. He may shake you and get a nice out route, a slant or something, but he's not going to beat us deep. He's not going to hurt us. It's risk management. So they're taking the risk by rolling the safety over to the trip side and freeing up Allen on the backside. And this is why I say we need to let the guy go, draft one of these young studs that's coming out of the draft that's proven that they're a burner, meaning they can fly, they can beat you in man coverage deep, and also they have a proven track record of production, right? George Pickens, Justin Ross, Christian Watkins. That's why I identified those guys in my wide receiver video, because they compromise defenses by their speed, right? They compromise defenses with their speed. They force defenses to play a too high safety look because they don't want to get beat deep on at either the X or Z position, right? So leading to Adam's question about Chris Olave. If you follow me on Twitter, you'll know that I'm not a fan. Olave is going to be gone in the first round. He's going to be gone at like somewhere between 10 and 15 with his current 40 time. He's going to be gone because of his production. Remember, the draft is only to either verify or deny what work they've already put in, right? They're just going to the draft to confirm or deny the work that's already put in. The kid has already put the work in, even though he didn't have that 4.2 time, that 4.3 time. Still a 4.3, 4.4 is still good. And you're going to notice a lot of guys ran 4.2s and 4.3s that didn't pan out. The sweet spot for a wide receiver, a productive wide receiver, is a 4.3, 4.4. But I don't think Olave is going to slip to us. But this is a wide receiver deep class. That's why the Cowboys are okay with letting his name skips me that fast. Out of Alabama. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Man, getting old. They're okay with letting their wide receiver walk and hit the market because this is a wide receiver deep draft. This is a wide receiver draft. Y'all put it in the comments. Y'all know who I'm talking about. The Cowboys are okay with letting their wide receiver go because there's so many stud wide receivers in this draft. There's a sweet spot between pick number 50 and about 100, right? Between picks 50 and 100, where there's about 5 or 6 stud wide receivers that's game breakers, right? Pickens, Watson, Ross, and my sleeper pick, Skye Moore. Skye Moore is a stud. Y'all remember that name? Skye Moore is a stud. He's a running back. He's a wide receiver. quarterback's body. He's built like a running back, but plays wide receiver. He's going to kill teams in the slot. He reminds me, he plays like Steve Smith. He's tough over the middle, catches the ball over the middle. You can line him up at the X. You can line him up at the Z. You can line him up at the slot. You can motion him into the backfield. You can throw screens to him. You can throw the ball deep to him. You can throw it in the middle. I'm telling you, whoever gets that kid, they're going to be real happy. And that's just the eye test. That's the eye test. So appreciate that, Curtis. Shout out to you, man. Yeah, I'm happy. And shout out to y'all, man. Y'all made it happen, bro. Over 500 subs in 3 weeks. Bro, I can take no credit for that. I'm doing what I love to do. So, you know what I'm saying? Do me a favor. Let me know what your wide receiver pick that I put out there. Amari Cooper. Why y'all didn't tell me? It came to me when I wasn't thinking about it. Amari Cooper, the Dallas receiver. They're letting him go because there are so many wide receivers in this draft, right? That's why. So when people say, again, when your friends say, should we sign Amari Cooper? I'm not going to tell you what to reply to him, but you have to ask the question, why is Dallas letting him go? They spent so much money on Zeke. They got Lamb. They're signing the other kid, Gallup. It's only so much money to go around. And they know they can go out and get a cheaper guy just as fast, maybe just as productive, right? So there you have it. Let me know your guy, Watson, Pickens, Ross, Skye Moore. I'm going to let y'all know my dream scenario. My dream scenario is we trade down, we turn that pick 39 into 2 picks between 54 and 100, right? That's my dream scenario. We trade down with the 39th pick. We get 2 picks between 54 and 80 and 100. So we turn 2 picks into 1, and we actually we turn our 5 picks into 6, right? If we do that, we can still get everybody we need. We can get guards, potential tackles if we're going to go tackle. We can get 2 of these stud wide receivers, 2 Blazers, right? We could get Watson and Moore. We can get Pickens and Moore. We can get Ross and Moore, right? Also, I'm going to say this. I'm going to give you some more ammo in your arguments in the comments in Bears Twitter, right? So that's why you want to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and also follow me on Twitter. I'm going to give you some more ammo for your gun. This is why I don't want Bell. That last clip, the Justin interception versus cover 3, Allen Robinson manned up on the backside, is why I don't want David Bell and why I don't believe David Bell is a good prospect or a good fit for the Bears. I've been calling David Bell the diet A-Rod. Why? Because he runs great routes, gets great separation underneath, great routes, quick, but he's quicker than fast, right? He can run all the underneath stuff, curls, digs, outs, catch the ball on quick screen, hitches, bubbles, tunnels, right? But as a defensive coordinator, I'm trying to find out, does this guy force me into too high safety? Does he empty the box for me? Too high safeties mean I have a 7-man box. You go 2 high safeties, I'm Justin, I walk up to the line of scrimmage. Guess what I'm doing? I'm audible into a run play and handing it off to my stud running back. We're going to run it down your throat until I force you to bring a safety down. When you bring the safety down, then I'm going to throw it over your head because I have 2 Blazers at the wide receiver position, Mooney and Pickens, Mooney and Watson, Mooney and Ross, Mooney and Moore, or Mooney and Cooper, Mooney and Kurt, Williams. Pick a guy. I just need another guy on that other side of the field to force the defense into too high. So I get to come up to the line of scrimmage like Peyton Manning and say, okay, let me read the defense. Oh, 2 high safety? No problem. 7-man box. Hey, check. Whatever I check called, check. Meaning you're going to hand it to Demo and let Demo eat. That's football. That's football 101, bro. It's a numbers game. It's chess. All right, soapbox moment with Coach T. Y'all got it. Y'all know the deal. All right, that's all the videos for you. And I kind of got into my drunk uncles, man. Y'all let me know what your guy is. Y'all like Watson. I'm seeing Watson. They also letting Cooper go because they already have so many. They do. They do. But I wouldn't be surprised they draft another guy. I don't think Christian Watson or Pickens will fall into the 50s. Isaiah, listen to me. I've run over 100 sims. I've run over 100 sims. I'm not saying my simulator is perfect, but I run at least 10 sims every day. At least, probably in the 20s. In every sim that I've run, if we stay at 39, we get Zion Robinson, the offensive guard. If we trade down, and it's most of the sims I've run, we get offered opportunities to trade down in the 50s. Either New England, any team 50 to 55. There's a lot of teams 50 to 55 that offer us to trade down, where we get 2 picks for 1. Right? All of those guys are sitting between 50 and 85. I'm telling you. That's just all I got. That's all I got to work with. I'm not a draft expert, but I do have a little bit of a. That's why I do the homework for y'all, bro, so you ain't got to do the hard stuff. All right, man, let's get into it. Y'all know the next section of the show is becoming a fan favorite. What is it? It's the drunk uncles, bro. Y'all know about the drunk uncles. What's the drunk uncles? The drunk uncles are the Twitter sphere, Bears, Twitter, social media, Facebook, Twitter. Not a whole lot of Bears action on Instagram and TikTok, but I'm trying to get it going. The drunk uncles, man, those bad takes. Usually I go after blogs, the national media, ESPN, FS1, even Bears and Bears Media Room, bro. A lot of those guys deserve the Drunk Uncle Award. I actually came up with Drunk Uncles because of the Bears Media Room. They just ask crazy questions of me, bro. And I just like, those are somebody's drunk uncles. Anyway, let's roll the intro and let's give out this award for the week, man.
Anything is possible, got feelings in my cup. I see everything in double, got 2 blunts, I'm rolling up. I've been walking in a circle, no expression, now I'm stuck. 34 decline, cough like Giannis chasing bucks. Anything is.
There you have it, man. The Drunk Uncles. Shout out to my son for the intro music. He also did the intro music for all of my lives. That song you hear in the music. If you like hip hop, follow him on YouTube. G Don't Crash. I'll have to post that in here one day. Very good Irish. Anyway, as the song was talking about, man, y'all got something strange in your cup, bro. That's the only way to explain some of these takes. Hit the like, subscribe, notification bell. Follow me on Twitter, Bears360_Coach T. Y'all got something in y'all cup. Cornelius says, if you want to trade Khalil Mack, you're a drunk uncle. Hey, Cornelius, this is why I need y'all to follow me on Twitter, because I need my field soldiers out there on Twitter tagging me on the drunk uncle takes, because I almost forgot about that drunk uncle take. But you are a drunk uncle if you want to trade Khalil Mack. There is zero strategic advantage to trading Khalil Mack right now. If you get a first, a third, and a fifth for Khalil Mack, there has to be a game-breaking, game-wrecking edge rusher in the draft that you have your eye on in the first round. And again, the sweet spot in this draft and a need that we have is at the wide receiver. There's so many stud wide receivers in this draft. So why would you trade off an unproven talent for a proven talent? We just got to get the guy going. So I'm debating whether I'm just going to give Cornelius credit for the Drunk Uncle of the Week award, or if I'm going to add on to that. Yes, you are a drunk uncle if you're talking about trading Khalil Mack. But for real, here's my other drunk uncle award. Shout out to Cornelius for that. Here's my other drunk uncle. Listen, man, all the David Bell apologists, man, because they've been coming after me in the comment section on Twitter, because I call David Bell the diet A-Rob. Listen, I just broke it down for y'all. And like I said, you can break it down for your friends and your people on Twitter. David Bell, I get it. They saying it because that's all they know, right? It's the only people they know. But strategically, David Bell does nothing for me. David Bell, if we swap him out for A-Rob, teams are still going to play cover 3. They're still going to add a man to the box and cloud up the box because they're not scared of getting beat deep on both ends of the formation, the X and the Z position. That's why anybody out there clamoring for David Bell to come to the Bears in this draft. By the way, the Bears didn't even interview him at the Combine this weekend. They didn't even interview him. Right? By the way, not to toot my own horn, but Coach T is 3 for 3. Right? In my video about Luke Getsy and what he may potentially run, the running concepts video that's going over 5,000 views, my most viral video, I was right. I did a video to follow up to show that I was right. Because this week at the Combine, what did Ryan Poles say? He said that we're changing things up with the offensive line. We're changing up our style. There's nothing you can do in pass game, pass protection to really change up your style. So he had to mean our running style. Proof point 1. Proof point 2 is not only are we changing up our style, he said we're requiring our offensive linemen to get more lean and lighter. Coach T is 2 for 2. Why is he telling the offensive line to get lighter? Because, bro, in a gap power scheme, you have to be able to pull as guards, as tackles, as centers. You have to pull across the formation. You can't pull 10, 15, 20 plays a game and you're carrying 20, 30 extra pounds. That's why I always debate and debunk people that say, oh, just switch offensive linemen around. No, bro. You're not going to take a 6'6", 6'7", 330-pound offensive tackle in a gap power scheme and put him at guard. Why? Because he has to be able to pull across the formation. Pull meaning snap of the ball, he's going to have to go behind the center and run to the other side of the formation. That's why Poles wants his guys lighter and leaner. He said, I'm changing styles and I want my guys lighter and leaner. Go watch my tips his hand video. Poles tips his hands and I break it down there, man. Coach is 3 for 3. That's all I'm saying. I ain't tooting my own horn. I'm just saying Coach is 3 for 3. Now, my next prediction is we basically don't make any moves in free agency. We wait till after the draft. We see what receivers we're able to get. If we get a true Z, Watson, Pickens, or maybe even Ross, then we'll sign Kurt to play in the slot. That's my prediction for you. So, y'all always be able to rewind the video and say, Coach, we giving you the Drunk Uncle Award because you were way off. But right now, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm 3 for 3. I'm batting 100. That's the show for you today, man. I hope y'all liked it, man. Again, always apologies for the technical difficulties, bro. Remember, I appreciate y'all patience. I'm a one-man show. As we grow, I'm going to get better equipment. I'm going to get more people. And also, the people that's showing up consistently in the lives, man, shout me out. Hit me on Twitter if you would like to be a mod. I'm going to start adding mod to the lives because I feel like as we grow, then things are going to get a little crazy. And then also shout out to your boy, Don Bird from the Detroit Lions fan. You're not an official Bears YouTube channel until you have Don Bird in the comments trolling you. That's the show for you today. Thanks for joining. A little bit over an hour. We out.
Welcome to Chicago Bears 360. Keeping it a buck with Coach